Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Timeout with SportsAdda. Morning, Arun. Double header day today. All set for the twin matches today.
Yeah, Akhil, another busy day. Busy midweek. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Very unusual. Doesn't feel like it's like a weekday with a double header happening. It's very rare. But before we get on to the double header, thoughts about yesterday's game.
I'm going to use the word bizarre again. We've used that word so often in these last 10 days or so. But what happened there? What happened with the Mumbai innings first?
I think it's just that they're tired of playing on the same wicket. So they tried to change momentum. They still got 137, which was maybe just 10 odd runs lesser than what they would have wanted because they've successfully defended 150. Uh, I don't know. I mean, usually Mumbai batsmen have been they've known to play the situations, but uh, just maybe yesterday they got it wrong and they couldn't accelerate against the spinners. That's the only thing I felt went wrong. But I wanted to tell you this: the Mumbai coaching team management. If I was in the management, I would be very happy with the way they performed yesterday. Because when a team loses, you might as well lose like this, where you're fighting
Hmm.
till the last ball. You still have a chance, even when you're not playing at your 100%. So if I'm in the Mumbai camp, I'll be happy about yesterday's loss. I want too much. I won't spend too much time on it.
Yes, but it's 2 points given away. I see where you're coming from. This is exactly what Mumbai did in the opening game against Bangalore as well. If you remember,
Yeah,
that game went down to the
yeah.
20th over. Not quite enough runs on the board, but it went down to the wire. Last ball finish. But yeah, coming back to this Mumbai innings, innings of two halves. When Rohit Sharma was batting, when Surya was batting, you thought, wow, this pitch is actually cheating. In the sense that they were batting freely,
Yeah.
but then when Rohit was dismissed, I don't know, they were scoring at about 8 runs an over at that point in time. And then again, the international class batsmen, I just don't know. It's happened so often in this tournament. Owen Morgan, Dinesh Karthik, Shakib Al Hasan, Johnny Bairstow, Manish Pandey, you name it. And now the latest to join that club is, Hardik Pandya, Kairan Pollard, Krunal Pandya. I don't know what's happening.
I think they're just so used to the T20 momentum of just going and starting their innings and immediately getting the aggressive nature into play. This pitch is not really of that nature, is what I'm feeling. The smarter batsmen, I mean, Lalit Yadav did a job yesterday that
Hmm,
all the experienced batsmen should have done for Hyderabad and Kolkata.
hmm,
He
hmm,
remained not out. He held one end up. There were
hmm,
no attempts to hit sixes.
hmm.
So I mean, kudos to that guy. He's by probably playing the first time he's playing such an important innings.
Credit to Jayant Yadav as well in Mumbai. If you remember, called into the team again. It's probably not his style to go big, but international cricketers and experienced cricketers are expected to play the situation.
Yeah.
If the circumstances don't give you enough freedom to play your shots, take a single, take a two. The art of taking ones, twos, I think is forgotten. What coaches tell players these days is look for six, four, three, two, one. So your first preference is to look for six, but if you can't get that, look at four. Uh, I think especially in Chennai, coaches need to tell their players look the other way, look for one, two, three, four, six. If the
Hmm.
ball is in your arc, look for a six, but otherwise take a single, get to the other end. You will get a loose ball. Any good bowler, be it Bumrah, be it Bolt, be it Rabada, will give you one loose ball in an over. So I think
Hmm.
coaches need to kind of revisit their philosophy now.
Hmm. One thing Mumbai really would be like really missing yesterday. I mean, more than missing, I think they'll be a little disappointed is that Bumrah over very bold those two no balls.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think there was one stat that I read somewhere that Bumrah is now holding that record, which he wouldn't want to be proud about how the most no balls in the league. So,
Hmm.
and coming at such an important time, the standards that he sets himself, he's so proud of his bowling and the way that he controls the situation. I think he'll be
Hmm.
very disappointed.
Hmm.
If he wouldn't have probably got those two balls, and both of them produced wickets, if you remember, both of them were hit up in the air to
Hmm.
easy catches. So
Hmm.
Bumrah standards, I think he would be very, very disappointed. He'll really work hard in the nets and come back trying to avoid that.
Are Jaipur police, Rajasthan police watching this? Are they going to start
I,
another campaign on Bumrah and no balls? But
I,
yeah, I mean, stats people like me can be really really cruel, harsh on players at times. Nobody bowls a no ball wantedly. It just happens that these are trying circumstances for especially Chennai again. We're
Hmm.
playing in summer. We're playing in April where it's probably about 37, 38. And if you just look at your phone right now, even where we're seated, it's probably going to be about I'd say 33, 34.
Yeah, yeah.
So stats guys like me can be cruel, but I'll give Bumrah that little bit of room to say it happened just one bad day.
Yeah, and he still won the battle that we spoke about yesterday versus
Mm,
Delhi's premier batsman. When
mm,
Rishabh came into bat, he could have closed the innings in say two or three strikes of his, but
yeah.
Bumrah didn't let him get away.
Mm.
Really bowled magnificently to him.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, again, the other side to it. Numbers are harsh at times, but numbers will tell you a story. And we
Yeah,
picked this about Pant v Bumrah yesterday, and glad it came good. If you watched the broadcaster as well yesterday, a lot of
I
their
saw
shows,
that.
a lot of
Yeah,
their campaign was built around Rishabh Pant versus Bumrah. Uh,
yeah.
the, I love. We've done a couple of interviews with Bumrah, Akhil, and
Hmm.
he just comes across as a sweet personality. There's no attitude, no ego, no airs about him.
Yeah.
He was, at the end of the interview, which probably took about 2 hours or so, he was happy to sign all our photograph, or all the photographs that we had. Just a very sweet personality for me.
Amazing guy. He came early for an interview. I mean, he didn't come.
Mm,
He came on time for one
mm,
interview that I did with him. And
mm,
because the other interview before him was getting longer, he poor guy
mm,
waited for an hour, spent time
mm,
eating with me. So he's
mm,
he's a very very nice guy. I just love when he performs well. Uh,
mm,
if I'm Delhi, I am a little surprised with the way that they are changing and chopping their team selection. I was very surprised to see Chris Wokes missing out yesterday. Uh,
yes, yes.
he's bowled so beautifully in the first three games for them, swung the ball, and we know he's a dangerous hitter down the order. You give him three matches, he's not playing. Then he's not playing the fourth one. There is Avesh Khan who started bowling well in the first over. You remember the first game he picked up wickets in the first over for them, and now he's
Mm,
not bowling until the 10th over or something. I
mm.
just don't know. They're chopping and changing. They are winning right now, but I don't know what mental what signals they're giving to the players mentally or in terms of being prepared.
The one selection you're talking about, and which I really cannot understand, is Hetmaya coming in yesterday in place of Wooks. He was there at the end. Yes, Hetmaya was there at the end when they won, but I see no logic in it. I'm sure Punter, which is Ricky Ponting's, got some reasoning to it. But for me, it made no sense whatsoever. Has been outstanding with the ball, and not that Shimron Hetmeyer will guarantee you, a breezy 20 or a 30 on a Chennai track. Maybe on a Mumbai track, yes. Maybe at Bangalore,
But in
yes.
a
Not
Mumbai track,
definitely.
he doesn't get to bat because the top order is so magnificent.
Yeah.
So I mean, people like Vokes who are gaining momentum.
Hmm.
I think they'll be a little disappointed, but obviously it's a team game and everybody wants a team to win. So yeah, that's the
Last one. We've got to speak about this guy. Quickly. Amit Mishra was fabulous.
fabulous. He's been fabulous each season. Unlucky to miss out through injury last year. But
Hmm.
I think everybody feels happy when he starts coming and
Hmm.
bowling those loopy leg spinners because that's
Hmm.
the old style leg spin that we all
Hmm.
want to conserve and have
Hmm.
consistently. So I think he's the only leg spinner who's been doing well this season. If you see
Hmm.
him and Rahul Chahar,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nobody else who has actually gone through a batting order.
But for Mishibai to come back after getting hit and still pick up 4 wickets, I was really, really happy for him.
Absolutely happy. And should we move ahead and look at the two big games today?
Two today. Two today.
So Southern Derby again today, or we starting with the first one, right?
Yeah. Let's look at Punjab. What do we have? Punjab v Hyderabad, is it?
Punjab versus Hyderabad today, the first
Punjab v
game. Yes.
Hyderabad. Yeah, I mean the games are coming so thick and fast that you actually got to take a moment to recollect which game we're talking about. Yeah, Punjab v Hyderabad. Uh, Again, two teams which don't really enjoy playing at Chennai.
Hmm.
Hyderabad, like with Kolkata, you say Mumbai and they just don't turn up. With Hyderabad, I think if they know it's Chennai, they're just not there. I Both these teams don't enjoy playing there, but more so Hyderabad who winless after 6 games.
Yeah,
The
they'll
one
want to
guy, the
change
one
this.
guy, Akhil, quickly before come back to you, the one guy who can actually help Hyderabad break the streak is their captain, David Warner. And we keep mentioning his name time and again. I've chosen him particularly because he loves batting against Punjab.
Remarkable consistency. By both games, he's guaranteed 50 in each game. That's just
Barring the
amazing
last innings,
consistency.
yeah, yeah. Last 10 innings, he's got 950s against Punjab.
This is the kind of batsmen who are coveted in like in auctions or in teams. They guaranteed 50. These are the kind of stats I'm looking forward for a Prithvi or a Sanju Samson to have. You don't
Hmm,
get me the 120s or
correct.
100s, but you
Yeah.
get me
And then
these
six
50s.
single figures. Correct. Yeah.
This is a batsman. Like this is the absolute epitome of a T20 batsman. He feels like a tiger. He bats like a man possessed whenever he needed to. Like absolute genius. And you're right.
Hmm.
I mean, our producer is also hoping that Hyderabad actually the trend continues and Punjab continues to dominate them. But yeah, I mean, they both won't enjoy this track like you mentioned in your stats, right? Like they just need to find the. I think you think Punjab will have one more spinner coming in the team today.
I don't know, but Murugan Ashwin possibly, but I
Ravi
want,
Bishnoi, I was hoping.
yeah, could be either, but I want Kane Williamson in the Hyderabad 11. You know who I
That we've
want.
understood now. That whoever is watching our show would have understood that you want Chennai to win and Kane Williamson to play in all the games.
We spoke about David Warner. Let's also briefly talk about his opposite number, KL Rahul.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of criticism about his scoring rate. Even the other day, it came under the scanner. But if today he bats deep, bats slow, and bats deep, he needs to accelerate, and that's not going to be easy against somebody called Rashid Khan.
Yeah, I mean, ideally he should be. I mean, if teams would be looking to bat deep against Hyderabad, they need to be able to counter this bowler. Look at the stats. I mean, amazing. He's already dismissed him thrice in just say 5 overs. So
Hmm,
that's a really really good stat. So it won't be easy because the track also in the second half at Chennai is not, except for AB de Villiers, nobody else has been able to really capture that
hmm,
track.
hmm,
And
hmm.
Rahul will also not find it easy. So him and Mayank will need to go hard at the
Hard
top.
at the top. Hmm,
Bhuvaneshwar and whoever other is opening the innings for Hyderabad, they need to go attack them. And
hmm,
that's the bet. You keep your wickets for Rashid is what everybody else is doing.
hmm. We'll see how that goes. The one person I'm actually one youngster I'm really excited about in the Punjab lineup is Arshdeep Akhil.
Yeah,
We don't give a lot of credit to these young bowlers. Avesh Khan we've spoken about. Similarly, Arshdeep, uh,
yeah.
he's a frail looking kid. Uh,
Hmm.
Runs up, does his job. I don't know how he does it, but I'm really, really happy to see this thin, lanky fast bowler run in and pick up wickets. Bowling the difficult overs as well.
Bowling all the difficult overs, and he's a local boy,
Hmm,
which is excellent in terms of a marketing or building a fan base. It's an excellent thing, when a home like
hmm,
a lad from Punjab comes in and he does well for the franchisee. That's the kind
hmm,
of motivation that local cricketers need, and that's what has been missing for Punjab also. A local
hmm,
hero like a Rohit Sharma who's been there for
hmm,
Mumbai.
hmm.
So that it's a tremendous thing that unfortunately bowlers in India don't always get that kind
No,
of publicity.
no, yeah, which is
So,
sad.
which is great that you brought up Arshdeep stats because it's important that we talk about such performances. These are not earth-shattering performances. Like he's not picked up 5 wickets like Harshal Patel has, but these are the kind of players you want in your team because they deliver under crucial situations.
Hmm. It's the impact. It might not necessarily be the numbers. We're not talking about a hat trick or 5 wickets or 6 wickets, but it's
Correct.
the impact he creates by bowling those big overs.
Correct. Absolutely. What about the
So one
what
more
about
match.
the
Uh,
yes, what about the second game now? Your favorite team playing and Thalla is going to be playing today. So what do stats say about that match?
the so we're talking about Chennai v Kolkata, and you know where who I'm going to support, but I just want to throw these numbers at you, Akhil.
Hmm.
MS Dhoni is a proven captain. World Cup, Champions Trophy, IPL, Champions League, took India to number one in Test cricket. He's done it all, right?
Hmm.
Proven champion. Now there's a lot of hype surrounding Owen Morgan,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
How do you rate him as captain? I'll just throw his captaincy record at you in comparison to MS's. I just want you to like, what do you make of these numbers?
Interesting. See, you pit anybody against a Dhoni's numbers, they are going to look a little weak. Win percentage, there's a huge gap of 10%. But I think Morgan he's done the job that is required of him in the England setup. When he took over the side, they were really way behind in the white ball cricket. And I think he's done the job for them. He's got them to win the World Cup, which is like a great stat, and they've managed to win in most places across in white ball cricket. So I think he's done a fairly good job. I don't know how he's not really been able to win games or titles in the league, in the Indian league, but
Hmm.
maybe this season, you never know.
I don't know. Even in international cricket, Akhil, he led England to that 2016 final, where they lost. But other than that, I really don't know. Yes, he could be a good. You could see his reading of the game, yes, but if somebody is heavily reliant on data analytics, is not a captain. You saw what MS did the other day on the field. The minute he
Yeah.
saw a drier ball, he called it out, and that's just gone viral. People have picked it. That's what captaincy is about. Not about somebody hanging up this piece of paper on the dressing room balcony for the captain. Come on, that's not captaincy. Captaincy is about instinct on the field at the moment. You win or lose games because of that, not because. Where is the accountability? If something happens, MS takes accountability. It was my mistake as captain. Can Morgan say that? Because while he's controlling things on the field, instructions are also coming from elsewhere. So I've always had questions, and where's the accountability? If there's a captain, it's got to be his call. That's my
I think
problem with somebody like a Morgan.
Yeah, I think Kolkata has been struggling with captaincy. They've given the mantle to a DK previously, and I don't think the results have followed. So they've backed now Morgan. I just hope they
Hmm.
don't change in between the season, because that is something which is a disaster for any team. So they might as well give him these 14 games. See, you're right about balancing the stats and instinct, but that again I think is a lot to do with the call of the coach who's sitting in the dugout. And
Hmm.
while McCullum himself was very instinctive, you're right. The way that his team is playing is
Hmm.
not really instinctive. It's more about matchups and stats, and it
Yeah.
looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know who's the better captain. I just thought I'd pick your brain. So yeah, I think I kind of understand that even you're leaning towards MS Dhoni at the moment. Uh,
There's no doubting Dhoni. The only person who can match up to him probably will be a Rohit Sharma with his T20
mm,
stats.
correct, correct. Okay, last one before we go. We'll have to pick a winner. Two games: Punjab, Hyderabad.
Okay, Punjab for me, Mayank. I hope he continues to bat the way that he did last. I really enjoy watching him bat. That's the first 6 overs I really enjoy watching with Mayank going full throttle.
Hmm.
And second game, I still want Kolkata,
Oh,
because
come on, Akhil. You did not say that.
Andre Russell batting at the Wankhede is going to be fun to watch. I hope they give him enough overs and he comes into bat and just smashes a few. He needs to get back into form, right? That's what the league needs right now.
Hmm. Okay, I am going Hyderabad purely because Hyderabad need to win. They
Need
need
a
to
win,
open the
yeah.
account. And with Chennai, Kolkata. I know it's got to be Chennai. The one battle I will talk about before we no graphics numbers is the one battle I want to see is MS Dhoni go after Varun Chakravarti. He got him twice last season. MS
Hmm.
Dhoni admitted he batted slowly, in the last game. So if ever,
Hmm.
we've got some numbers. So 9 balls, 2 dismissal. If ever this contest comes about, I want MS Dhoni to smash Varun Chakravarti for a couple of sixes at least.
Yeah, I mean, we deserve to see one great Dhoni innings where he bats like the long-haired Dhoni that we knew. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, him versus Russell going after each other in terms of six hitting, that would be a sight at Wankhede, won't it?
absolutely, absolutely. Can't wait for it. Right, yo.
All right.
Thank you, Akhil. Good fun talking to you this morning.
Same here. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you everyone for watching.